And okay, good morning everybody. My name's Rob and I'm a fitness instructor here in Wainwright. Today we're going to be going through a full body workout, probably about 20 minutes of the actual workout itself, 5 to 10 minutes for the warm up, and about 5 minutes for the cool down. So, with that being said, if you have any music that you want to listen to, please listen to it at home. I won't be playing any here, but make sure you have some water, some sort of weight. I've just got a bottle of detergent here as my weight, so if you have to improvise something, that's absolutely fine. And potentially a yoga mat or a towel to lie on just during the warm-up, and those are the only things you really need. Make sure you're getting some water because it is nice and early in the morning, so we might not be properly hydrated yet, but make sure you've got that big bottle of water there with you. Before we get started, I will just say that in the description of the video there's a disclaimer and a questionnaire that you can potentially answer, and I'm going to read the same thing right here before we get going. So in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering telefitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the telefitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces become accessible to all. Prior to participating in the session and to make an informed decision on whether you should seek advice from a qualified exercise professional or healthcare provider, consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document simply by clicking in the links in the description. By continuing, you understand that there's a possibility of physical injury, and you do agree that you do so voluntarily at your own risk. You also assume all risk of injury and agree to release the Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services from any and all claims related to your participation in this fitness class. So, with that being said, we'll get right to it. Like I said, full body workout this morning, and we'll start with a quick warm-up. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments. I think everything should be working fine, but just in case, we'll get right to it. So, warm up here, we're just going to back it up, and starting off just with a few jumping jacks, nice and easy. All we're going to do is 20 jumping jacks to get started. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and after the jumping jacks, going right into some pulse squats. So sitting down, almost down into a full squat, and then from here, just pulsing only a little bit, really wanting to start to feel it in the quads here, and make sure when you're doing it, you got your butt sitting back, knees are staying up above your toes, everything's in line, chest is up. So just pulsing here, we'll do it for a few more seconds, going here, and we'll switch it up right about now. Going into push-ups, all we're going to do is 5 push-ups. Nice and easy. Set the shoulder blades down and back, pull them towards your glutes, and then bring it down. 5 push-ups. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to flip it over right after the push-ups. Go straight into some glute bridges. 10 glute bridges here, lying back on your mat. Pressing feet into the floor, and then hips up towards the ceiling. Squeezing and holding at the top for a second, and then bringing it back down. Really press those feet into the floor, squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings. We're going for 10 total here. Hands can rest at your sides or up on your stomach, whatever you prefer. I think that's 6, maybe 7, but we'll go 8. 9, and 10. And bringing it right back up. After our glute bridge, we're going to flip it over in a tabletop position and go into bird dog. Like we've done before, opposite leg, opposite arm, extending out. Hold for a second at the top, and bring it back to the bottom. Switch sides, reaching out. Opposite leg, opposite arm, and switching sides. Scoot forward a little here because I'm kicking the fridge behind me. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach out, squeeze the top, bring it back down. Don't forget to pause just for 1 second at the top here so that you can get your balance a little bit. We're not rushing through it. Bird dogs aren't a race. Down. And we're going to go one more time on each side. And after that, bring it right back up. And we're going to go into 10 jumping jacks this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right after the jumping jacks. Into the pulse squats. So same thing as before. Sitting down nice and low. And just pulsing here. Up and down, short range of motion here. Just really getting those quads and the glutes contracting. And after a couple more, switching into our push-ups. Same thing as before, 5 push-ups, nice and slow. Shoulder blades down back, squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Flipping over, going into glute bridge here. 10 glute bridges. Remember, squeeze the glutes, press those feet into the floor. Nice and strong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Flipping it over into tabletop here and going into bird dog. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach out, pause for a second. We're going to do 5 per side here, 10 total. So it's 2 per side. 3, 4, 5. Right after our bird dogs, bringing it up, we're just going to go into floor sweepers here. So front leg straight, back leg bent, and just bring it down a little bit, let your arms hang, and we'll just hold for 2 to 5 seconds before switching sides. Trying to get a little bit of a stretch here in the back of your leg, but not holding it for too long. We're going to go once more on each side. And then we're going to switch it up into a quad stretch. So reaching back, grabbing your foot, keeping the knees nice and close together. Same thing, holding for 2 to 5 seconds. And switching sides. If it helps, try to find a spot on the floor that you can look at. If it's staying still, hopefully your floors are staying still. And that'll help you balance. And alternating back and forth. Just getting a light, very light stretch here during our warm-up to try and move our muscles through a big range of motion or a full range of motion before getting into our exercises. After this last one, on this side, we're going to grab a drink of water, take a quick little 1-minute break before getting into the actual workout. I'll explain the exercises that we're doing. You won't necessarily need your mat or your towel during the workout itself because we won't be doing any sit-ups or glute bridges or lying on the floor at all. You can keep it there if you like, but I'm just going to move mine to the side. So remember, make sure you have your water, make sure you have your weight, whatever that may be, an improvised weight or a real weight if you have those at home. The exercises we're going to be doing today are squats, and you can do that just as a body weight squat, or you can add your weight as well, which I'm going to be doing today. After the squats, going into push-ups, just like we did in warm-up, nice and easy. If you need a modification on those push-ups, you can drop down to your knees and do knee push-ups if you like, or you can grab, if you have a couch or something nearby, you can do an incline push-up on the couch, and that'll take a little bit of the load away and make it a little bit easier. And if you're not a fan of knee push-ups, it's a good alternative. After those push-ups, we're going to go into lunges. So again, you can use the weight if you like, or you can just do body weight. Forward lunges are good. Reverse lunges are going to be a little bit easier on your knees. And if those still don't feel very good, then you can go into something like like a squat again, or a glute bridge. A glute bridge will be pretty good for that as well. Or just use a smaller range of motion. After the lunges, we're going to go into pike push-ups, which I'll demonstrate here because I don't think we've done those before on these streams. So pike push-up, you can do this on the edge of a couch or a chair with your feet up on the couch, but I'm just going to be doing them here on the floor. So the way you do that is you get up into a pike position, so somewhat like a downward dog. You can bend your knees if you like, or you can keep them straight, and then from here, just lowering down, tapping or touching your head to the floor, pressing back up, down, press back up. This way, using your shoulders a bit more than a normal push-up, or a lot more than a normal push-up, taking your chest kind of out of the equation. All you're doing here, lowering down, touch, press back up. Makes sense to everybody, hopefully. If that's not something that you feel comfortable doing, or it's a little difficult, then what you can do is you can take your weight, or you can take a band or something, and you can just do an overhead press, and then just alternate sides once you've done the reps for that. Watch out for your ceiling as well if you're standing while doing it. After the pike push-up, going into a swing like we've done before with the weight. So just bringing the weight down between your legs, squeeze the glutes, and then press up. Swing the weight up to shoulder height. Not using your shoulders at all for this exercise. Everything's coming from the lower body. Your shoulders are just a hinge to be holding onto the weight. If you're not comfortable with the swing, just coming down and deadlifting it up. And that should be pretty good there. If you're not comfortable doing the lift either, or it's doesn't feel good for you, feel free to do a glute bridge. That'll activate a lot of the same muscles. And the last exercise is going to be a reverse fly. So taking your weight here, all we're going to do, bring your body forward a little bit, keep the back straight, squeeze the glutes so that you're nice and stable. And then from here, all we're going to do is take our weight and fly it out to the side and bring it back down. Bring it up, we're going to hold it for a second, and then back down to the bottom. Once we do our 10 reps on that side, we'll switch sides and do 10 reps on the other. And if this doesn't feel particularly good, one thing you might want to watch out for is when you're doing this, and imagine I'm leaning forward, you might be bringing your arm up too high and activating your shoulder a bit more than you should. So when you do this, again, imagine I'm leaning forward, try to bring the weight out and keep it below shoulder level so that you're squeezing more through your lats and your upper back. If you start to bring it higher up here, it's going to be working your shoulder quite a bit more, and it's not a very stable position to be doing that when you get your arm up into the side like that. So try and keep it down, either level with your shoulder or slightly below, and that might eliminate any sort of discomfort with that exercise. So squats, push-ups, lunges, pike push-ups, swings, and reverse flies. We're going to be doing 10 reps for everything. For the lunges and the reverse flies, since they're per side, it's going to be 10 reps per side, 20 total. No rest between any of the exercises, but we get a 1 to 2 minute rest after one round. We're going to be doing 3 rounds total, and that'll be that. And we'll go into our cool down, and you'll be good to go. And hopefully feeling good on a Tuesday morning, having worked out nice and early. So grab one last drink of water before we get into the workout itself. And I think we're going to be good to go. So stepping back, getting ready to go, grabbing your weight if you like it, starting with squats. So 10 reps in 3, 2, 1, and go. So sitting that butt down and back, squatting it back up to the top, using your weight if you like. 3, 4, 5. Got a cat joining me. I don't know if you can see him on the screen there. 7, 8, 9, and 10 right after the squats. Setting your weight down, coming into push-ups. Just like we did in the warm-up, squeeze those shoulder blades down and back, and then bring your chest down to the floor. Push it back up to the top. Not a race here. Try and take a couple seconds to lower down, and a couple seconds to push back up. Make it a little harder on yourself. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After your push-ups, coming into lunges, so grabbing your weight if you like, body weight if not, and going straight into lunges. You can alternate per side. I'm going to do one side all at once and then switch afterwards. That's 4 reps here on my left side. You can choose either one. Alternating is going to give your legs a little bit of rest between reps because you're switching sides. Doing one side all at once is going to be a little bit more difficult. I think that's 9 and 10. And again, if forward lunges aren't feeling very good for you, reverse lunges are going to be a bit easier on your knees, a bit lower impact. It's 3 on my right side here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After your lunges, coming right into the pike push-ups. So getting into a downward dog position, you can bend your knees if you like, or you can keep them straight. And then bringing your head down, press back up to the top. 10 reps of this as well. Be careful with this one as well. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After our pike push-ups, coming into our swing, 10 reps of this. 1, 2, 3, squeezing the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And after our swings, coming into that reverse fly. So lean the body forward, back straight, glutes activated, chest up. And we're just going to fly that weight out to the side. 10 reps per side here. Holding for a second at the top. 3, 4, really squeezing through your upper back. 8, 9, and 10. Switching sides here. Going on to the left side. Remember, if it's feeling a little uncomfortable in your shoulder, adjust your arm position a little bit. If it's uncomfortable in your shoulder, like I said, you might be bringing the weight a little bit too high relative to your shoulder, so try and keep that weight below shoulder level rather than bringing it up high. I'm going to say that's 8, 9, and 10. That's our last one. We're going to take 1 to 2 minutes rest and then get back into it. Hopefully everybody's feeling pretty good. After one round there, we've got 2 more to go. In this Tuesday morning full body workout. If the cat comes back on screen at all, his name's Finn. Feel free to say hi. So, like I said, during any of those exercises as well, feel free to make any modifications that you need to. For the pike push-ups particularly, you can move your body around a little bit, straighten your knees, bend your knees to kind of modulate how difficult it is for you. It's a bit of a strange exercise, but you can really feel the burn in your shoulders, and once you kind of get the feel for it, it's a really, really good shoulder workout in that exercise there. So play around with your body position a little bit to try and change the amount of weight that's going through your body or through your shoulders as you're doing it, and see how it feels. It might take a little bit of experimentation, but well worth it. Good body weight at home exercise to do to work your shoulders. So we're going to take about 30 seconds more rest, and then we'll get right back into it, starting with our squats, just like before. Again, use your weight if you like, your improvised weight or your real weight if you have one, or body weight, whatever you prefer. make it as easy or as difficult as you want. So here we go. We're going to get started in 10 seconds. So if you have it, grab your weight. We're going to go right into squats, body weight if you don't have a weight. And go. 10 reps here, sitting your glutes down and back, keeping the back straight and the chest up. And we're going to say that's 4 reps here. 5, 6. Really press your feet into the floor when you're pushing back up. 8, 9, and here we go. 10. Set your weight down. We're going to go into push-ups. 10 push-ups as well. Don't race through them. Keep your pace nice and even. Couple seconds on the way down, couple seconds on the way up. Body stays straight from head to toe. Keep the shoulders down and back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. After your push-ups, coming right into lunges. Grabbing your weight if you like. And lunging down. I'm starting with my left side. You can alternate if you like, or you can do reverse lunges. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep your core nice and tight during these lunges. Keep the glutes always engaged. That'll help you keep your knee up above your toes, over top of your foot, keeping everything in line. And it'll help you keep your body upright as well. 7, 8, 9, and 10. After our lunges, going right into pike push-ups. So again, get a feel for it. If you're not enjoying it, switch to just doing overhead presses with your weight. 1, 2, 3. Spread your fingers nice and wide as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And grabbing your weight, going into our swings here, 10 swings, or 10 lifts if you're more comfortable with that. 2, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Setting the weight, or keeping the weight in your hand. Going into our reverse flies, 10 per side. Body comes forward, fly it out to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switching sides. Don't drop your weight, like I did. Do a safe handoff. 10 per side here, so 10 on the left. If you want to support your weight a little bit with your hand here on your knee, you feel free to do so, but keep it up on your hand. Don't go down on your elbow. Keep it up nice and high. And squeeze your glutes as well. I think that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to again take 1 to 2 minutes rest. Grab a drink of water before going into our final round here. Oh. Oh. Hope everybody's feeling really good today on Tuesday morning. Oh, we've got Jess Merton, Sasha Merton, Leah Taylor, Varun Kumar. Morning, everybody. So, in the middle of our rest here, we're going to go about a minute more before going into our final round. Oh, hope everybody's feeling good. So once again, in our final round here, if you need to make any modifications to any of the exercises, feel free. I've gone through quite a few alternatives that you can do if you're not comfortable with the exercise that I'm doing here. And again, don't feel like you need to use the weight either. If you want to do body weight exercises, that's absolutely fine. I need to get a new tub of detergent. Mine's getting a little bit light here week after week, so I might have a different improvised weight next week for you guys. But we're going to take 15 more seconds here and we're going to get right back into it. So taking your place wherever you are, grabbing your weight if you want to, body weight if you don't. We're going to start our final round here with our squats in 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 squats here, nice and easy. Sit the hips down and back, keep the knees above their toes. 10 reps here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After the squats, set your weight down, straighten the push-ups. 10 push-ups here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After our push-ups, right into lunges. I'm going to be doing reverse lunges here. Feel free to do forward lunges or whatever variation you prefer. Alternating. I'm doing them all on one side here before switching. So 10 per side, 20 total. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to switch sides here. If you're doing alternating, keep alternating. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10, and into our pike push-ups. Once again, play around with it a little bit, figure out what you like. 10 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. After your pikes, coming into a swing or just a regular lift, deadlift, 10 of these as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Controlling it down. Coming to our last exercise, reverse flies. Bring the body forward, fly the weight out. Squeeze the shoulder blade down and back for this one as well. Keep everything nice and stable. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching sides here. Safe transfer this time, don't drop the weight. And 10 on the other side. So last one before going into our cool down here. So good quality reps. A couple seconds on the way up, a couple seconds on the way down. You can pause at the top if you like as well for a little extra contraction. 9 and 10, and we're done. Grab a drink of water, guys. Take a minute, walk around, keep your blood flowing, and bring your blood pressure and your heart rate down gradually. We're going to take a minute here just to do that before getting into our cool down. Well done, everybody. Good workout here on a Tuesday morning. I'm feeling good, nice and sweaty. And again, we'll get into some dynamic and then static stretching here. Just taking a short break. Keep your feet moving. Like I said, you don't want to sit down like I'm doing right now to talk to the camera. Keep it moving. Bring your heart rate down gradually. You don't want to sit down or lie down and have a really sudden drop in blood pressure. So I'm going to stand up. In about 30 seconds here, we'll get into some dynamic stretching and then some static stretching. Whew. So wherever you are, we're just going to start with a little bit of quad stretching here. Just like we did in warm-up, keep the knees nice and close together. Find a spot on the floor to look at to help keep your balance. Knees stay close together. And we're only going to hold for 2 to 5 seconds before switching to the other side. And same thing here. Just alternating now, kind of as you see fit. Every few seconds. Switching sides. We're going to go here, and then we're going to do one more per side before going into our next stretch. And once more on the left. And from here, going into floor sweepers. So again, like in warm-up, front leg straight, back leg bent, and just bring it down a little bit. You don't want to be rounding forward through the shoulders. Keep it upright and just bring your body forward. Keep the back straight and stretching out the back of your legs here. Again, alternating every 2 to 5 seconds, switching sides. Nice deep breaths to bring that heart rate down as well, and your blood pressure here. The warm up and cool down, there is much about physicality of it and actually getting your body ready to go, as it is about getting your mind ready to go as well. So nice deep breaths during your cool down help to kind of mentally bring your body down as well and relax you kind of after a tough workout. And same thing during the warm up. You can take your warm up as an opportunity to kind of get your mind into the game as well and get ready to, if you're in the gym, move some weight around. If you're at home, move your body weight around. So we're going to go one more time here on the left side, and then we're going to go into some static stretching. You can grab your yoga mat if you like at this point, or a towel like I've got here, and you can lay it out, and we'll get into some static stuff. Keep your water close by as well. Take a drink whenever you feel you need it. Lay out your mat. And from here, going into just a hurdler stretch. So 1 foot out, 1 foot in, touching the inside of your leg here, and reaching out, grabbing your toe, grabbing your shin. However far you can go, just do a gentle stretch. This one now we're into our static stretching, so we're going to be holding it a little bit longer, anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, depending on how tight that area of your body is. If you've got a spot that's particularly tight or particularly uncomfortable, maybe you spend a little bit longer on that spot to try and work on loosening it up a little bit. If you have flexibility issues in a certain area, you can spend a little bit longer stretching that spot as well to try and gain some flexibility and some range of motion. I'm going to switch here to the left side now. If anybody watching has any questions as well about the class, feel free to post them in the comments. Some of my colleagues are in there waiting to answer questions or see if anything comes up. So feel free, ask any questions you need to or that you're curious about, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. From this hurdler stretch, we're just going to go into a groin stretch. So bringing both feet in, touching the soles of your feet together. And then you can keep your body up nice and tall if you like, or you can bring it forward. It doesn't matter as much for this one, but then using the muscles in your legs just to pull your knees down towards the floor. And again, holding here for 10 to 30 seconds. So wherever you're more comfortable, if you feel more comfortable sitting up straight during this one, or you feel more comfortable bringing your body forward, do whatever feels better for you in this case. Oh, sweating a little bit down here. I've got no air circulation right now, so it's a little bit muggy in the basement. And from this groin stretch here, all you're going to do, go into glute stretch, so bringing your right foot over top of your left knee, and from here bringing your left arm across and pulling that leg a little bit just to feel the stretch in your glutes on this side. If you don't really feel anything, again, play around with it a little bit. Everybody's got a slightly different position where they feel that stretch a bit better. Also try switching arms. You might be using the wrong arm. So you want your left arm to be on your right knee when you're coming here. If you're using your right leg across here, you're not going to be doing anything. So you want to be bringing the left arm across, pull the right knee, and open up this glute here. Sometimes it helps to kind of turn your body a little bit as well. And sitting up straighter actually helps quite a bit in this one too. So the straighter you sit up, the more you might feel it. You can also use both arms to pull across if you like, but that's just kind of personal preference. We're going to switch sides here. So right foot comes across, or pardon me, left foot comes across, right arm pulls your knee, or both arms, again, if that's more comfortable. So you can experiment a little bit with turning your body more or less. It kind of depends on your anatomy, kind of how your hips are shaped, how your legs are shaped, and that will kind of dictate where you feel a stretch or a pull more than anything else. So play around with it a bit. Play around with it for a bit. Find out what works for you. After this groin stretch here, or this glute stretch here, we're going to bring it up onto your knees here, and then sit back on your heels if you can, or as far back as you can. And then from here, we're just going to bring our right hand, place it in front of our left knee, and then bring our chest down towards the floor and extending that hand out as you go. Feeling the stretch here in your lats. And again, holding here for 10 to 30 seconds, whatever feels best for you. If your back is a little bit more tight, holding it for a little longer. And if not, you can switch it up a little earlier and move on to something else that is tight that you do want to work on. I'm going to switch sides here, so this time left hand in front of your right knee, and bring your chest down towards the floor. Stretching out that lat, which we worked during our reverse flies. And I don't want to be facing away from the camera for too long, so I'm going to switch it up here in about 5 seconds. And from here, just going to bring it up. Last stretch of the day for me here. You can continue stretching if you still have some problem areas afterwards, but I'm just going to bring it up into a low lunge, setting your knee down on the floor. If your knee's not comfortable, coming up under your toe is a good alternative as well. And then keeping the hips straight ahead, just settling forward, bending this front knee, and hopefully feeling stretch in your hip flexor of your rear leg here. The key being to keep your hips straight forward, because if you start to shift and turn those hips to the side, you're just going to be stretching out your groin, which we've already done. So keep it straight forward to stretch your hip flexor. I'm going to switch it up here to the other side. So knee down, toe down, whatever's more comfortable for you. I'm going to be doing toe down because it's not particularly comfortable on my knee. So again, hips straight forward, body nice and tall. And this is going to be our last stretch of the day. So again, keep drinking water. Since you've worked up a sweat here at the beginning of the day, you might need a bit more water than usual during the course of the day, so make sure you've got some nearby you all the time. And with that being said, thanks everybody for coming and watching and working out and participating. I really appreciate it. We've got another class on tomorrow at noon, and that's with Jess Merton or Caitlin Sembolaris. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow at noon. Another workout from here in Wainwright. And with that being said, Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.